city where silence was forbidden, existence took on the constant thrum of machinery, overlapping voices, and relentless announcements. Noise filled every corner, from the rumble of traffic to the ceaseless flow of broadcasts in every ear. The government insisted that noise was progress, that to be quiet was to resist. The people, tethered to earpieces, grew used to a life where thoughts were never private, where moments of peace were stamped out before they could truly begin. Yet among this chaos stood Elara, a librarian by title, a silent dreamer by heart. She cherished the library not for its forgotten books, but for its rare hush. There, behind rows of dusty shelves, silence lingered like a stray shadow. At night, after curfew, when the city's clamor dimmed just enough, Elara wandered the stacks, fingers tracing old spines, her mind weaving stories from those silent domes. For her, quiet was solace, a sanctuary for thoughts and memories buried beneath layers of sanctioned sound. One evening, a storm tossed rain against the ancient windows, and a new sound emerged, a low, persistent hum. It came from a locked cabinet, tucked behind neglected encyclopedias. Curiosity edged aside Elara's caution. With her paper knife, she pried the old lock free and lifted the lid. Inside rested an antique radio, its brass dials aglow, waiting. Against the background of rain, she tuned the radio tentatively, fearful yet entranced, and was met not by the state's voice, but by a woman's. A voice soft, strong, and utterly unlike any she'd heard. The woman spun a story of a sailor lost at sea, who arrived at an island where time stood still, where silence was revered and treasured. Elara sat transfixed on the worn floor, the tale unfolding in gentle waves. As that story ended, another voice, a man's, rough but kind, told of crossing a singing desert beneath starlight. Each night, Elara listened, and with every forbidden broadcast, the world seemed larger, stranger, richer than she'd ever dared imagine. These voices became Elara's secret companions, their stories threads connecting her to a hidden world, a world where silence was not absence, but possibility. Then, one night, a child's gentle whisper spoke through the static, hinting at a network of listeners, people who defied the city's mandates, passing along these stories in secret to keep hope alive. "We are the echoes," the child urged. "Find us. If you can." The next day, Elara searched for more clues. She found slips of paper tucked between pages, maps and codes, addresses penned in hurried hands. The radio's broadcasts became guideposts, urging her on. The risks were real. Her earpiece buzzed with new warnings against those like her, accused, if caught, of the greatest treason. But she could no longer remain a bystander. The tales she heard emboldened her, filling her with a sense of belonging she'd missed her entire life. At last, the radio signal carried her to an abandoned subway tunnel. There, candlelight trembled on ancient stone, and the quiet buzzed with anticipation. She met the listeners, a gathering of old and young, united by their yearning for something purer, the space to think, to hear, to simply be. They welcomed her, sharing the secrets of the radio, its frequencies, its stories, the way to become not just a listener but a teller. And so Elara spoke, sending her story into the dark, tender night. She became part of something larger, a shared rebellion not of volume, but of presence. Silence, she learned, was not emptiness, It was possible. Nourishment. Hope. And as the city's noise raged on above, Alara found comfort in knowing that somewhere, someone would hear her quiet voice beneath the clamor, and remember that silence, once dreamed, could one day return.